hearts laid bare, battle scars we all still wear. Through the storm, through the fight, searching for hope in the dead of night. No more hiding, no more shame. Face the fire, call the name. Lessons learned, stories told. Rise again from the ashes cold. Tuesday Talk, light in the dark, where the broken find their spark. Tales of pain, but we still stand, side by side, hand in hand. Tuesday Talk, light in the dark, where the broken find their spark. Tales of pain, but we still stand, side by side, hand in hand. Stand side by side, hand in hand. Shadows whisper, demons call, but we refuse to lose it all. Every fall, every tear, built the strength that brought us here. We are warriors, we are fire. Turn the hurt into desire. Not alone, never lost. One more chance, no matter the cost. Tuesday Talk, light in the dark, where the broken find their spark. Tales of pain, but we still stand, side by side, hand in hand.
Oh no. Issues already? Are you serious? There's Patrick laughing in the background. All right, well, let's see if this is working now. It never fails. It never fails. Well, good morning, everybody. It is time for Tuesday Talk. I am your host, Flyboy, and Tuesday Talk is about real conversations with real people about real happenings. This weekend was Memorial Day. It was it's always an impactful weekend, and I have some things to get us started this morning about the Memorial Day this past weekend, so bear with me as we get through this. Memorial Day is over. The flags are still out, but for a lot of people, the moment's already passed. Life's back, the noise is back, and the meaning starts to drift away. But not here. At Safe 22, we don't let it drift. We carry it because Memorial Day was never meant to end on Monday. It's a question. What are you doing with the life you still have? The men and women we honored this weekend, they didn't live halfway. They didn't wait. They didn't choose easy. They chose purpose. That doesn't get with a post or a long weekend. It gets honored with how we live because the mission is still here. We're still here. It's in the veterans fighting the battles that nobody sees. It's in the silence when the uniform comes off. It's in the moments where someone is deciding whether they keep going or not. That's where we step in. That is Safe 22. Not for recognition, not for attention, but for impact. For the one call that gets answered. For the one conversation that changes direction. For one person who doesn't fall through the cracks. That's what carrying it looks like. Showing up when it's not convenient, checking in when it's uncomfortable, staying consistent when nobody's watching. That is how we honor them. Not once a year, but every single day. So yeah, Memorial Day is behind us. But for us, this is where it starts. This is where it sharpens. This is where it gets real. And this is where we decide who we are going to be. Because every life we reach, every person who stays, every moment we refuse to ignore, that is part of the legacy. That isn't a moment, that's the mission. And that is Save 22. Conversations like this, they don't matter if they just stay here, right? They matter when they turn into connection. And that's what today's guest is all about. And I've got someone here today who understands exactly what we're talking about, not just in theory, not from the outside, but from living it. Joining us today is Patrick Drabeck, Senior Chief, U.S. Navy retired, CEO and founder of Goat Locker Racing. And he's seen it. He's seen both sides of it, and he's still standing in it. And Pat, when you hear all that, what hits you first?
Well, I mean, John, like you were saying, I mean, it's about remembering. It's about honoring those that went before us. It's about not forgetting about them.
Right,
And I think it's easy in our day to day life to get wrapped up in everything that we're doing. And then we take these moments like Memorial Day, like Veterans Day, and we pause and we remember. And I think that's important for all of us to do. You carry that weight with you, like you talked, John, and you carry it through the work that you're doing, the work that you're doing with Save 22, the work we're doing with Goat Locker Racing, the work many people are out there doing each and every day. So um, I like to do it, in a kind of different way and in a positive way, and just be thankful that I got to spend time with some of those folks,
right,
some of those
right.
giants. And I got to serve, in my 24 years, I got to serve with so many different people, and I'm thankful that I did. And I'm thankful for, the sacrifices some of them made, the ultimate sacrifice,
Right.
because it is because of those sacrifices we get to be here today, hanging out on YouTube, talking about these things with my dog in the background who decided to join us. So
Yeah, yeah,
it's pretty awesome.
it is. We all have moments. I'm sure yesterday, even this past weekend, with the Kyle Busch on Thursday and the impact. I mean, you and I have been around motorsports for a long time. He was a giant in the sport, right? A lot of people had some personality conflicts with the man, but he didn't quit. He definitely knew what he was here for, and he embraced that, right? It was a very emotional weekend with all the tributes, and the Indy 500 did a tribute, Coca-Cola 600 did a tribute, right? The SA Stars tour, when they got out of the car on track TV, the first thing that they said was about Kyle Busch and RCR and the family with Samantha and the kids. And I think it led us all to understand that, look, these heroes, these giants, they have families. They're human beings.
Mhm.
They leave things behind when they're gone. And for us as a veteran, who may have lost our friends in battle or a training accident, or one of the most impactful ones to me was my very first day on the job at Nellis Air Force Base, coming back and an ejection seat ejected and killed a man. Dear friend of mine, right? And those are the things that we have to deal with a lot. And um, this weekend, it was really great to see the Honor and Remember guys. George Lutch has done a phenomenal job with his organization over there, just raising the awareness of the Gold Star families and the sacrifices that they have made. Goodyear actually put the Honor and Remember stamp on every tire that was used at Charlotte this weekend. I think it's like the fifth or sixth year in a row. They're really doing some incredible stuff over there. You at Goat Locker, you actually got to send some individuals to the Coca-Cola 600 this weekend. One of our representatives, Nick Trussell, who races with you in the iRacing League, was there this weekend as well. Can you tell us how that went for the guys? Some of the feedback you got from them.
Yeah, so if you know anything about our mission, we do it in a lot of different ways. We do it through the virtual racing community, and now we have over 700 members across the United States that race with us and all the races that we host and all the things that we do there. We also do it through providing the equipment to those veterans. 18 different veterans and first responders has received equipment from us totaling over $50,000 worth of
Right.
equipment we've ordered out. The other thing we like to do, and we understand this, and John, your organization understands this as well. There's power in getting people together.
Yeah.
There's power in getting people together around racing. You can't escape the sound. You can't escape the feeling of it. You can't escape the smells of it. None of it. It just invokes something. And, for some of us that spent some time in aviation, you start smelling that fuel and stuff, and it just brings you back.
Yep.
So a couple years ago, we started taking veterans to racetracks, and then we got a very generous donor who goes by the name of NASCAR Tom. That's what we call him. If you meet him at the track, he goes by Slippy. If you ever meet him at the track, he will tell that story. But NASCAR Tom, we were introduced to him a couple years ago just through some mutual friends and donors, and he was so moved by our cause and what we were doing, he wanted to be a part of it. So each year he donates 8 VIP passes, garage passes, and tickets to any race that we choose. And for the past 2 years, we have chosen the Coca-Cola 600 because it's Memorial Day weekend, and what better race to send a group of veterans to experience Memorial Day weekend than the Coca-Cola 600. So we rent a house for them out there. We take care of their housing. We make sure they've got tickets, VIP passes. They get exclusive tours. It is pretty phenomenal what they get to do. So we tell these veterans, all you got to do is show up. We
That's
got you
it.
covered.
That's it.
And we had guys this time around fly in from Washington State all the way to Charlotte. We had guys that drove over 1,000 miles to get there and
Wait,
had
Did Charles go to Charles went?
yeah,
I've been trying to hook up with Charles. The time frame is really jacking us up a little bit, but I'm glad he got to go. Good. Go ahead, continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so Charles Aber got to go. Quite a few of our guys. Andy Carnes was kind of our lead for Goat Locker Racing, who was our director of operations. Nick Trussell was out there from Save 22, and a bunch of other folks, and they had
Awesome.
an incredible time. One of the coolest things when we do this is a lot of these guys have known each other for years. They've raced with us. They know each other virtually. They're on track together each and every week. They're in our chat platform chatting with each other. And when we bring them together, it is like this really cool, I don't know, reunion moment that they get to meet each
It is.
other and share a couple cold snacks at the house together and just reminisce and be together. And then of course, you go to the Coca-Cola 600, and
Right.
I don't care who you talk to. Well, my personal opinion is NASCAR does it right.
I think so. I
NASCAR
think that
honors
race.
Memorial Day right. Um,
Yes.
and those guys got to do things like they got to meet Dale Jr. I got a bunch of pictures from them meeting Dale Jr. They got to meet Carl Edwards. They got to meet quite a few different folks thanks to NASCAR
Awesome.
Tom, and then
Awesome.
the things he does with us. So there's still stories piling in. I will neither confirm nor deny that I may have gotten 1 or 2 phone calls after those boys had a few cold snacks in them, to to talk to me about how it was going. And and for me, what fills my heart is not only all those stories and pictures. Um, it's just the messages I get afterwards about thanks for
Yeah.
what you guys did for us.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for just. I never would have experienced something like this if it wasn't for Goat Locker Racing. That just really fills my heart, man.
It's the impact, right?
Yeah,
It's the fact that guys that may have been struggling or battling, and you've had those hard conversations with them, right? And they're just really having a hard time, and you offer them this experience, and they
yeah,
are, I mean, for lack of a better word, in awe, right? And they are taking it all in, and they're not focused in their shit, and they're having a good time, right? They might bring up a conversation, they might not, but what they are doing is really having a good time around people who understand them and themselves and what they've been through, and then to have celebrity, if you will, come up and walk up and shake their hand and actually show an interest in their story. Excuse me, got to grab my Ground Force coffee roasters this morning.
nice plug, nice plug. I see what you did there.
Hey, I'm trying to work them in, brother. I'm working on this business stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. We got to pay the bills somehow, right? We don't get paid by Ground Force Roasters. Just want to let everybody know there's no money involved in that. Iron Mike is asking a couple questions. Do you mind taking a couple questions from the chat group?
Absolutely.
All right. So Robbie McCrae from McCrae Performance is asking, where can we find the iRacing League? So I posted your website link in the chat, goatlockerracing.org. Can you go ahead and expand on the league and how people can get involved in that? Because I know Robbie's from here. Robbie's from Ohio, right up the road from me. So let him know how it works with you being in Indiana, but still running a 700-person league.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, Robbie, if you're in Ohio, that's terrible. So my condolences. We'll move on from there. But no, if you head over to the website, there's a thing called a driver application. It's super super short. We just want to know who you are and if you served. And then once you kind of complete that, which should take you about 17 seconds, a link will pop up to our Discord. And our Discord is the chat platform that we utilize to kind of organize everything that we do. And once you're in Discord, it's very, very simple. Um, we have a wonderful group of volunteers that'll make sure that you can lock in your driver number. You can pick what series you want to race in. They'll make sure that you get the invite to the league on iRacing. And right now, you couldn't be at a better time. Next week, our summer series starts. So we're in a little bit of a break right now from the spring to the summer. So next week on Monday nights, we will run the ARCA series brought to you by Alexander PCs, which is going to be a blast. Tuesday nights, we are going to run.
You're all right.
Some terrorists just showed up or something. Who knows? But Tuesday night, we're going to run the MX5 Cup, which is going to be an absolute blast. If you don't know anything about those little Mazda Miatas and MX5, it is so much fun.
They're a blast.
And then Wednesday night, for the very first time ever, we are going to have what is called the Warrior Series. And that is for veterans and first responders only. Teams are broken up by branch of service, and points will go by branch of service and how your finishing positions go as well. So we have this really cool Warrior Series that's going to happen on Wednesday nights. And then Thursday nights, we have what is called the Foundation Series. And that's for guys that are kind of new to iRacing and trying to figure out, what works for them. So every 2 weeks, the car will change. So we're going to start in the ARCA car and then move to the trucks and then move to the O'Reilly and then finish up in Cup. Our summer series is 8 weeks long.
That's pretty cool.
Geez, Pete. Friday, we have our sports car series. So if you're into IMSA and, GT3s and LMP2s and all that stuff, and if that all sounds, foreign to you, I get it. I'm still learning road racing a little bit. And then on Sundays over the summer, we're going to run the what we call the Grand National Series as a nod back to what it originally was.
Right.
But the O'Reilly Series will run on Sundays. All of our races, practice opens at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then qualifying starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All of this is completely free. Completely free. You don't show up to Goat Locker Racing and pay some sort of membership fee or any of those types of things. Thanks to our wonderful partners like Save 22 and a lot of our corporate partners, we keep all of this free of charge. And at the end of the season, at the end of our 8 weeks, we'll crown our champions and they'll get a really cool trophy and all that other fun stuff. And we do a lot of giveaways throughout the season. So I know that was a lot of information to absorb in about 5 minutes. But just head over to the website, join our community. We'll get you taken care of if you want to come race with us.
He's listening. He's looking. I'm sure he'll get in touch with me if he's got any more questions. But check out the website. Look into the 7 nights a week of racing, guys. 7 nights a week. They are putting stuff on every night, from Mazda MX-5s up to Indy cars and trucks and Cup and O'Reilly and Trans Ams and IMSAs, and man, it's crazy. Robbie says, love to hear it. We'll see you on there soon for all things oval. A few of us will be heading your way. Really glad to hear that. Glad we can make that connection this morning. Whiskey Pete, hey buddy, thanks for joining us this morning. So Pat, what do you have going on coming up? You just talked about the Warrior thing. I think that's amazing. That's going to only be for Warriors, veterans, first responders. kind of a select niche,
Mhm.
right? Just to give the guys the time. You and I have talked about it before. Um, there's something about being surrounded by another veteran. There's something about being next to someone who you feel shared the same sandbox, right? Or went through the same type of shit. And it's kind of like we can let that guard down a little bit. I'm not the only one that has to be vigilant, right? There's somebody else with me. They've got my six, I've got theirs. I can say what I wish to say, and they're not going to take it a certain way, right? They're going to be right there with it. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for Save 22 and this partnership, how involved you've been, how you've grown. It's really been a sight to see from the outside looking in, and I'm very grateful that you are able to take 15 or so minutes with us every so often just to share your progress. Really grateful for you, Pat. Is there anything that you would like to plug or say or champion right here, right now on Tuesday Talk Live with Save 22?
Just come hang out with us.
Yeah,
Check us out on social media. We've got a lot of things going on, and we continue to kind of grow and build on those things. We have a lot of really cool things coming up. I mean, I know your summer is packed, John. Our summer is
yeah,
packed. We're both, coordinating on a weekly basis about who we can get to what racetracks and all those things. And I want to say thank you to you for taking one of our guys to Toledo Speedway with
yeah.
Carson Brown Motorsports. That was so super cool, and he was so very very thankful. And I think that's one of the coolest parts about what we do together. I always say that there's power in organizations like ours coming together because I don't have all the answers and I don't have all the people. But sometimes I can pick up the phone and call John and be like, "Hey, man, we've got this going on. Can you help support?" And you're like, "Hell yeah, brother, I can absolutely do that." And then you
Right.
do the same. You pick up the phone. And you're like, "Hey, man, I got this last minute thing, man. Can you get somebody? Can you hit your Rolodex?" And I'm like, "Absolutely, brother."
Yes.
And we take care of these veterans, and I think that is amazing, and I think that is so cool. And we give them these experiences that they wouldn't get anywhere else. So yeah, we've got some really cool things coming up. We're working with Nice Motorsports right now to take 6 veterans with as their special guests to IRP here coming up in July, I believe, is the NASCAR
Wait,
weekend. I'm
is it?
waiting.
Is
I
it?
think, I think it is. I don't know. We have so much stuff going on.
Yes, July.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
so we're going to be there as well. We think. So we're going to be reaching out to you for your local people over there in Indianapolis, Indianapolis Raceway Park. I think it's a 3-day event that
yeah.
weekend with NASCAR. I think they have everybody there: ARCA,
Hmm.
Truck, Cup, and O'Reilly that weekend, right? So it's a busy
Yep.
weekend. Yeah, a
Yeah.
busy
So
weekend.
so ARCA and trucks will be at IRP, Indianapolis Raceway Park, the small track, one of my favorite
Hmm.
tracks ever. And
Yeah,
then,
it's
of course,
pretty cool.
O'Reilly and Cup will be at the big track for the Brickyard and all that. So we're going to do some really cool things that weekend together, and I can't wait for that to happen. And then, yeah, we've got a lot of really cool things on the horizon right now. We have more rigs going out, more equipment going out the door over the next month for our veterans and first responders on June 26th. We have the car show with Lincoln Tech here in Indianapolis.
Awesome, awesome.
So the signups and things like that are happening right now. It's a really fun event. It goes from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. So if you're in the Indianapolis area or you just happen to unfortunately live in Ohio and you want to make the trip over here, I know they're just, go Hoosiers. Please, by all means, come over to the car show. It's going to be a blast. We're going to be out there with our simulator. We're going to be out there with a pretty cool car
You
ourselves,
are,
um,
you are.
and we're going to have an absolute blast. And then the big thing, John, that's happening with Goat Locker right now, which is going to happen in the fall in October, is our very first what I'm going to call fundraising in-person fundraising event. So we are putting together
Awesome.
this really cool event. It will be a plated dinner. We have some very special guests. It's going to be at a very special place with a really cool IndyCar driver, and we'll start
Yeah.
making some of those announcements soon. So I would
Awesome.
just say, hey, jump over to the website, get involved, hang out with us on social media, join the chat platform. Even if you don't race or any of those types of things, you can see what we're doing and you can be involved in our community. So head over to goatlockerracing.org, hit that driver application, get into Discord with us, hang out, have some fun. Stay tuned for on Save 22 social media as well. We're going to be doing a lot of really cool things over the next couple of months together. And then, John, anytime, brother, you hit me with a text and say, "Hey, get your dumb senior chief butt on this show." And you know me, man. I'm just gonna be like, "Aye, aye,
Ready
let's
to
get it."
go. Ready to go. We did have one more question, and I think it's a very valid question. Do you need to have a racing sim to join and participate in these leagues?
Absolutely not. You can, iRacing's a little bit different, and you don't have to do what I did. And well, I could have just bought a real race car and been on the track for as much money as I got invested back
Right,
there.
right, right.
Uh,
I see some of these rigs, man. They're 25, 30 grand, full motion, stop, start, the whole 9 yards. Iron Mike is asking because he has an Xbox controller and a PC.
yeah,
And I
I know
think,
guys that do that on
yep,
iRacing. And one of the craziest stories that I have about that, so we ran the late model stocks, and we have a gentleman that races on a controller and beats the snot out of everybody. Like dudes that have like me that have got like a 10, $12,000 worth of equipment sitting behind me, and I got a dude on a controller just whipping the crap out of us.
yeah, yeah, it's a
The nice
little,
thing about
can
iRacing
attest these.
is it's for everyone. I mean, I know guys that race, with $300 wheels that they got from Walmart. I know guys that race with
Yeah,
controllers, and I know guys that have $20,000, $30,000 rigs. It's for anybody, and we don't care. We've got something for everybody.
that's awesome. That's awesome. You and I have talked that my experience with iRacing is the Xbox. That's about what I got, and then I hopped into your travel sim at the American Legion Winter Conference, I think it was. What an experience! I've never been in a sim before. I built cars, race cars, been on, and go sit in this sim, and you've got the feedback and the feel, and you can almost feel it if you've been a driver before. You can almost feel the car moving underneath you. It's really, really an incredible experience. So, kudos to you. Kudos to everything going on. Thank you for the information. Where are we? About 40 minutes into this, I think. That's
30.
about all I got for you. You got anything for me, Bubba? We are going to be involved, right? We got the IRP thing. We've got the NHRA Nationals at Indianapolis as well. I believe Lex is going to try to do that. So we'll try to get a couple of you guys into the pits with us for that VIP experience. Should be a good time. Lex is going to be racing in the first ever Potomac race this weekend in Maryland. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get over there, but good luck to Lex this weekend and all the guys at the Save 22 Never Quit Nitro team. Really incredible stuff. So, Pat, I'm going to let you get back. I know you're busy today, so thanks for jumping on for this half an hour, and we'll leave you be, brother.
All right, John. Take care.
Thanks, man. Take care. That was Patrick Drabick, Senior Chief Retired U.S. Navy, GoatLockerRacing.org. Really incredible stuff that they're doing over there with iRacing and getting veterans involved. And I just lost my chat. Iron Mike, I don't want to get into your personal situation on YouTube, but if you email info@save22.vet, tell us a little bit about your story. Let us know what you're going through. We need to point you in the right direction to help you out there. I'm not making any guarantees, but yeah, man, reach out and ask for some help. We might be able to steer you in the right direction. If you're in Ohio, the Veterans Service Commission, the SAM Center are a couple great resources for you there. If you're in the VA system, there's some other opportunities there. So, T-Bone, appreciate you, brother. Thanks for being here. Robbie McCray, I hope we answered all your questions there. Looking forward to talking to you. Robbie is going to be the track manager for Magnolia Motorsports Park this year. I hope that's public knowledge. There's the Magnolia Motorsports Park right there. Have some things to say about that this morning. They're moving forward with their track prep and resurfacing and getting all the barriers up and timing and lighting and all the things that are needed at their IHRA sanctioned track. First time in history, Magnolia Motorsports Park will be a sanctioned track. Really excited for DJ and their management team over there at Magnolia Motorsports Park, and can't be gracious enough to them for involving Safe 22 in their program over there. Looking to have a home track. We don't know what that's going to look like just yet, but we are definitely moving forward with the awareness of motorsports and how that, what we call diversion therapy, can really help out a veteran and first responder in their mental health struggles. So really, really excited for that partnership. Look for it. June 13th will be the opening. Looking to have a great opening ceremony, get some veterans around the flagpole, raise that first flag raising. Should be a really exciting time. June 13th, Magnolia Motorsports Park, Magnolia, Ohio. I want to give a shout out to Ground Force Coffee too, right there. Ground Force Coffee, groundforce.coffee, and use code SAVE22 for 10% off your order. Makes your pound of coffee about $17.76. Really interesting there. And we are working on a special release here in the next couple of weeks with Ground Force Coffee for Save 22. So be on the lookout for that. That will be that's kind of exciting for me. I'm not going to lie. We sat down here with and we had some pour over coffee. Really excited moving forward. They have partnered with Blackthorn Hearth. Still getting used to that one. Our former Kate Sourdough. She is rebranded, and really excited for her and that partnership with Ground Force Coffee. All right, I have a couple thank yous to go through here. Bolivar Army Navy made a nice donation. We are one of their charities of choice, and about every quarter we get a check from them. And this quarterly check that came from the Bolivar Army Navy will support at least 3 events this year for us, possibly more. Really excited for them. Thank you very much for their contribution. It was greatly needed and very much appreciated. And we got a new donation too, a new donor, a new partner, new friend of ours, Ohio Billing, right here in Bolivar, Ohio. They do billing for emergency services, and they reached out last week with a $1,000 donation to support Save 22 and our efforts. And they are looking forward to getting more involved with Save 22 this year. So be on the lookout for that. Really grateful to the local community and all the support that they give us, not just through financial contributions, but the volunteers that reach out, the sharing of the social media stuff, and just being there when we need it. So thank you to Ohio Billing as well for that. Got another chat. Katie got it. All right, so I got it right. Thank you, Katie. I need your logo. We got to put it up over here. So make sure you email me that. Kate is doing I wonder if I have it. Can I release that now? Say yes or no. Can I go ahead and put that JPEG up for everybody? Is that okay to do? I know we got a slight delay here. I think it's about 15 seconds. Might be even more. But Katie's going to let me know if I can put this up here, so we'll see. I'm going to move over to this. You guys are all looking at my stuff right now. We're going to go ahead and put this up. Come on. There it is. Cooking with Kate is excited to announce that on June 4th next week, at 6 p.m. at the Sam Center, you see it right down there at the bottom, they will be doing a cooking class for 10 participants, first responders. Sign up through the Sam Center. The phone number is right there, 330-956-6162, extension 2. Sam Center has been gracious enough to offer up their industrial kitchen for Kate and her program over there at the Sam Center. And they will be elevated grill food this weekend or next week in their class. Burgers, hot dogs, and homemade potato chips. She's going to put a little twist on all of that there for us. So More than just your grilled hot dog or your grilled hamburger, Kate always has some very tasty and exciting recipes for us to join into and learn how to cook in our own home. So, really thankful to Kate. That should be an exciting night. I won't be able to attend again, but Kate has done a very good job growing this and keeping it full every month. And we couldn't be happier for her and all the veterans and families that she's affecting with her programs. So, thank you, Kate. Really appreciate everything that you're doing for us. Get in touch with the Sam Center, Canal Fulton, Ohio, June 4th at 6 p.m. So over the past couple of weeks, we've had a lot of motorsports interactions. As Pat alluded to, we took a couple veterans to the Toledo Motor Speedway for the ARCA race with Carson Brown Motorsports in the ARCA series with Pinnacle Racing Group. Last weekend, Anthony Campy Racing in the ASA Stars National Tour with Carson Brown were able to host some veterans at the Hickory Motor Speedway for I think it was called the Carolina 250. I can't remember. Don't quote me on that one. But we were able to bring them in, and because of the wonderful partnerships with the ASA National Tour, Anthony Campy Racing, Track TV, our exposure was magnified this past weekend, Thursday night on Track TV. They aired a commercial for Save 22 and the motorsports program. They were able to get Misty Mello and Pepperjack Kennels there with Damien, our service dog initiative. They were able to showcase what's going on with that program. And Damien is turning into a wonder. I think he's about 7 months old now, turning into a wonderful trainee service dog. Albert has some stories about that when Albert can join us. We might have to do a record with Albert about that because he's busy on Tuesdays at 10. But they were able to do that, and the track and ASA and Misty Mello with Pepperjack, they were able to get the guys to do. This is really cool. They did the call to start your engines. They were able to do that on camera in front of everybody. What a great experience for them. Really excited that that was able to take place. And our exposure over the weekend with everything that we had going on, topped nearly 100,000 interactions in 4 or 5 days. Really, really an incredible. I don't know what other word to use. It it's humbling. It's amazing. The amount of exposure these partners can give us in um, the ASA tour. Marty comped the tickets for us, so really grateful to Marty. He didn't have to do that, but he did. So we had 4 veterans out there, courtesy of ASA Stars Tour, Anthony Campy Racing, Carson Brown Motorsports, Track TV, Pepperjack Kennels. Really, really, thank you very much. It was a great experience. I hope to have some of those guys on the show to talk about their experiences at a later date. With the Magnolia Motorsports Park, opening up on June 13th. Be on the lookout for that. Magnolia Motorsports Park on all your socials, Safe 22 on all your socials. And I think I've kind of hit everything here. We're going to give you the Carson Brown, Pepperjack Kennels Service Dog Initiative. You got the QR code right up here in the right. If you've seen our, where's it at? Carson Brown merchandise for the Service Dog Initiative, you can scan this QR code right here, grab yourself a t-shirt or a sweatshirt. Support that initiative for us. It's not cheap, it's not free, but it does take a little bit of money, and we're grateful to all our partners for putting this together for us. So to help out with that, go ahead and scan that QR code, take you right to the donation site or the merch site. That is the merch site. This is the donate site right here. So thank you to everybody for that. They're also in the link, or they're also in the chats on the tube. You can go ahead and click on them. It'll take you right to it. Let's try one more time. Come on, here we go. Let's go back through these comments real quick. I think I got mostly everybody on here. Joanne, thank you. Good morning for joining us. Kate, Iron Mike, T-Bone, Robbie McCrae, Whiskey Pete. Pete, I saw you had a slow weekend this weekend. I'm happy for you. Great. You got to enjoy some time at a little B&B with your beautiful bride. Very excited for you. Happy for you. Need to come up and see you at some point. Play another gig, brother. All right. We're going to close this out today with a little. I got a little text from T-Bone there. We'll talk to him here in just a minute. T-Bone, I got your text. I'll read it after the show, and I'll get back to you. If you joined us last week, you saw that we did a little segment called Let's Talk. And I think I'm going to do that again. We're going to try to keep that going. So here we go. Here is our Let's Talk segment, and then we're going to close it out. Today's Let's Talk is about something a lot of us use, a lot of us feel, but don't always say out loud. It's when you can turn a curse into things in life that feel like they're working against you. Injuries, setbacks, stuff's not going the way that we had planned. And in that moment, it usually just feels bad. No upside. Whoopsie. Oh, son of a gun. I lost my notes. All right, give me 1 second. We're going to start on again. We're going to start again. I love doing stuff live. I love doing stuff live. I really do, guys. I really do. All right, so here's our Let's Talk segment. So let's talk about something a lot of us feel but don't always say out loud. Things in life that feel like they're working against you. Injuries, setbacks, stuff just not going the way that we planned or anticipated. And in that moment, it usually just feels bad. No upside. But if you've been around long enough, you start to see some of that in a little different light. A lot of us have gone through this. They've gone through things that didn't make sense at the time, things that slow us down or stop us in our tracks for a bit. Physical stuff, mental stuff, situations we didn't expect or plan on. And the first reaction is usually the same. Why is this happening? Why now? Why can't things just go the way they're supposed to go? And if you've been there, you know how it feels. It just feels like something is working against you every step you take. Like you're fighting the world and all you can do is fight. Because that's what we're used to, right? We push through it. We just keep going. Over time, we start to notice something. Some of the things that slow us down are the same things that make us pay attention. They make us pay attention to what's going on physically, where we're at mentally, and they point things out that we probably would have just kept pushing past. And a lot of times, that's how it works. The things we fight the hardest are the ones trying to get our attention. And it's not just the physical, it's the same thing on the mental side. There are times where things just don't feel right. Things just have a short fuse, frustrated, we're always on edge, and it's hard to explain. You just know something's off. At the time, it doesn't feel useful. It doesn't feel like there's anything to gain from it. But later on, we start to see it differently. Those moments push us to figure things out, to talk to people, to actually listen. And for a lot of us, that's where things start to change. So when you step back a little, zoom out, as we like to say, not everything that feels negative is there to hurt you. Sometimes it's to redirect you, slow you down, You take a look at something you may have been avoiding. And yeah, in the moment, it doesn't really feel like that. It just feels hard, sometimes unfair. But that doesn't mean there's nothing there. What do we do with it? We don't have to pretend it's a good thing. Just don't rush to label it as something that's only bad. Take a pause, breathe for a minute. Look at what it's forcing you to adjust. Because there's usually something there, even if it takes time to see it. So talk to somebody. Because a lot of times, someone else can see it clearer when we're in the middle of it. When you really look at it, a lot of things that feel like they're working against us, they don't always hold us back. Sometimes they just slow things down, make us look at things differently. And in that moment, it usually doesn't make sense. But over time, it starts to come together. That's part of why we do this, why we keep having these conversations. Because when we talk about it, things don't feel as heavy. We understand it just a little bit better. And when that starts happening, things shift. So if you're going through something right now and it just feels off, don't shut it down. Talk to somebody. You don't have to have it all figured out. Just don't sit on it by yourself. There's usually more to it. There's usually more to it than what we can see right now. Thank you for listening. All right, everybody. We will see you next time. Make sure to tune in and all the socials. Join us next week. Same time, same bad channel. T-Bone says, okay, let's talk. I'm not going there, buddy. I'm not going there. Mainly because I don't know what four fingers of death are. So we're going to go there. Hey, tune in next week. Check us out on all your socials. Check out goatlockerracing.org. Please support all of our partners. Like, follow, and subscribe. And remember, if you're struggling, let's talk. See you next time.
Voices echo, hearts laid bare, battle scars we all still wear. Through the storm, through the fight, searching for hope in the dead of night. No more hiding, no more